Hello and welcome to Grapple Games TV. This is Josh Fozzard. We've got a match of Magic for you from our Friday Night Magic. We have Derek playing a Bug Walker's deck, and John is playing a Rakdos Control. So Derek leads off with the Temple of Mystery, and John with his Temple of Malice. Derek lays down the Temple of Plenty, scries it to the bottom, passes turn. John plays the Temple of Malady, green-black scry land, shifts his card to the bottom, passes turn. Alright, Hallowed Fountain comes in tapped. John lays down the Mana Confluence for an Underworld Connections, Pain of Life for the Mana Confluence. Derek cycles his Azorius Charm to draw a card. And he passes turn. So it looks like maybe he missed a land drop. John shocks in the Blood Crypt. And then plays a second Underworld Connections. And putting it on his Temple. Well, it looks like Derek missed another land drop, so he discards Jace, Architect of Thought, end of his turn. And John draws a card, using Underworld Connections. Temple of Malady, scry, leaves it on top. 3 mana for a Night Veil Spectre. Another land drop miss for Derek. Another Jace in the graveyard. John draws a card off of Underworld Connections. Swings in for 2 with Night Veil Spectre. Gets a card off the top of Derek's library. It's an Island. Desecration Demon, which Derek dissolves. Gets a scry, leaves it there. Leaves a land on top, hopefully. Temple of Enlightenment, scry. Leaves it on top. Passes turn. John's drawing a card off Underworld Connections. Gets in with the Spectre. Temple of Mystery. Which he then plays. Get a scry. Looks like it was a land, so he shifts it to the bottom. And we got a second demon coming out. And this time it sticks. Alright, 4 mana for Spring Verdict from Derek, and John responds with a Golgari Charm, regenerating all of his creatures. Derek drops a Hallowed Fountain tapped. John gets in for 8. Derek is at 8. Night Veil Spectre trigger. Gets another land. All the lands that Derek was missing. He plays it. And then plays Rakdos' Return, making Derek discard and a bunch of damage. And Derek scoops in, and we move on to game 2. Derek leads off with the Hallowed Fountain, John with the Temple of Malady. Another fountain for Derek. Overgrown Tomb shocked in for John with Sylvan Caryatid follow-up. Derek lays down a Plains. Another Temple of Malady. Scry it to the bottom. And 3 mana for an Underworld Connections on the Temple. Derek lays down Island. 3 mana for Detention Sphere on Underworld Connections. We got another Underworld Connections from John. Passing turn. Four mana for Jace, Architect of Thought. Minuses it, reveals the top cards. Gets 2 Temples of Enlightenment. And a Debtor's Pulpit, I think. John separates the lands separate from the enchantment. Enchantment goes on the bottom, lands into the hand. And then a Temple of Enlightenment for turn. And then, oh, accidentally flipped that over. It was a land. Temple of Mystery.
Jesus. My deck forgot I'm playing other colors. What's that? I don't give a shit. How many cards do you have now? Oh, 6.
It looks like John has Rakdos' Return, which he casts for 3, I think, or oh, actually 4.
You slammed that Sphinx's rub down.
So it'll make Derek discard 4 cards and deal 4 damage to him. And damage was redirected to Jace. Alright, Temple of Mystery comes in. Scry leaves the card on top. And Derek passes turn.
I think it's my turn now.
Alright, Blood Crypt being shocked in. John is at 15 life. Five mana for a Stormbreath Dragon. Who then swings in for 4, bringing Derek down to 16 life.
For 2.
Looks like John has a land, a Dreadbore. Alright, so Derek Sphinx's Rev for 2. End of turn. Gets 2 cards, 2 life. Alright, another Temple of Mystery. The Scry, shifting the cards to the bottom. 1 mana for a Codex Shredder. 4 mana for Kiora. Pluses up Kiora, targeting Stormbreath so he can't deal or be dealt damage. John draws a card off Underworld Connections. We know John has the Dreadbore in hand. Quickly uses that on Kiora. Derek uses Codex Shredder to make a mill 1. Alright, Temple of Plenty. Cards being shifted to the bottom. Bad situation for a control player, not having many cards in their hand. Pass his turn. John draws a card off Underworld. It looks like John drew another Rakdos' return. Temple of Malady. Another Scry. Leaving that on top. Swings in with the Dragon, bringing Derek down to 14 life. Derek mills looks like a whip off the top of John's library. And we got Rakdos' return. Making Derek discard his only card. He's down to 10 life. Derek uses the Stridex Coder's ability to return a card from his graveyard. He picks out the Sphinx's Revelation. Lays down a Mutavault. And he's got the Rev in hand. Staring down a Stormbreath Dragon. Who can punish you for having lots of cards in your hand. John has another Dreadbore. Derek passes turn. Alright, John draws a card. It was another Rakdos' return. Alright, so shocks in a Blood Crypt. They are at 10-10. Dragon swinging in for 4 damage. Derek is at 6 life. John looks like he's casting Rakdos' return for 6. And Derek will Sphinx's Rev for 6. So Derek will lose 6 life with it and then gain the 6 life back and draw 6 cards and then discard 6 cards. So just staying alive at this point. Alright, top deck's Supreme Verdict. Caryatid and Stormbreath Dragon bite the dust.
I'll be at 9. I'll be at 7.
Swings in with the Mutavault. John's down to 8. Draws a card off Underworld and bring him to 7. Right, 3 mana for the Courser of Krufix. Revealing the top card is a Desecration Demon. He'll draw a card off of Underworld Connections and cast it. Play a land for turn.
Roll the die for me. Go ahead.
Pass his turn.
I had to get to destroy target permanent. Boom! Alright, the next time opponent casts a sorcery, the player copies it from me. Target's copy, you get a roll 4 counter.
Alright, Derek plays Last Breath on the Courser Krufix. John gains 4 life from that. He'll draw that land.
Roll 1d8.
Before combat, Derek sacks his Mutavault. Desecration Demon gets tapped down, but it adds a +1 counter.
I get to roll a d6 and I draw that many cards, or I can pick somebody.
Alright, Temple of Malady, giving John a scry.
I draw 5 cards!
Looks like it's a land, so he shifts that down to the bottom. It's got a hand of Dreadbores, Underworld Connections, Stomping Grounds, and Derek gets nothing to deal with the demon, just another land. Alright, so John wins 2 out of the 2 games they played. Excellent games, and I hope you enjoyed watching them. If you like it, go ahead and like and share the video. Leave your comments down below, and we'll see you next time. Once again, this is Josh with Grapple Games TV.